Do you want to know the difference between engineered hardwood floors, solid hardwood floors, and LVP, and even more so learn which product to use where? If so, this video is for you. First up are hardwood floors. You're also going to hear these referred to as job finished floors, meaning that's where they bring in the wood, they finish them there on site, stain them, and seal them. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Hardwoods are my favorite, and they always will be. So if you work with me, I'm always going to hope that you choose true solid hardwood floors. The pros are it's a timeless flooring. It's never going to go out of style. There's different sizes, plank sizes available from super slim to really large planks. You can use reclaimed wood floors, meaning you take it from a barn and have it finished and put into your home. So solid hardwood floors, there's so many options. Now, the cons to it though are it typically is more expensive. You're going to have a lot more labor involved with it, and it's not something most people are going to be trying to do DIY. So there's going to be an installer involved. The maintenance on it, you're going to have to take care of them. So if you have a sealed floor, you want to make sure that you're keeping dirt off it so you preserve the finish, meaning especially if you have a higher gloss floor, you're going to want to keep it vacuumed and mopped. Scratching is more prevalent in hardwoods, especially if you've got lots of dogs running around, or like we did, we let our boys ride their tricycles through the house. Your hardwoods are going to take a beating. But again, you're still going to get some longevity out of it. Maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, depending on the life cycle and how the job was done, you will have to refinish the floors, but it's really not that big of a deal for the beauty and for the timelessness of the product. Hardwoods also add a beautiful warmth to a space and a sound insulation. It's very hard to describe, but a hardwood floor has a softer sound and feel to it than some of the products we will discuss next. Next up is engineered hardwood floors, or you may also hear it called a pre-finished hardwood floor. So those are in interchangeable terms. This is actually still a wood product, but it's milled wood that is pressed together, glued, and then sealed. You will already get it in planks that are stained and sealed. So all you have to do is lay them down, either glue them or interlock them. There's different methods of installing it. And you can actually save some money because sometimes, homeowners will attempt to do it themselves. So it's a little bit easier, less labor involved. The pros to that material are, again, it's still wood, but you're not paying as much. It comes in all the colors that you would want. You just have to choose exactly the color you want. You can't, mix and match, add a little bit more, take a little bit away as stains as you could with an actual solid hardwood floor. This will come in set colors. So you just have to find a product that has the color that you like. Again, it's a little bit cheaper. The wear, I tend to think that most of these products are scratch more easily than solid hardwood floors. I know I'm going to get some kickback on that. It really does come down to the product that you select. Each product is so different. But in my experience, I find that the wear on the engineered hardwood floors or the pre-finished hardwood floors is less durable in many respects to solid hardwood floors. What I also say is a con for the engineered hardwood floors is the maintenance. If you ever want to reseal, or say you really are hard on your hardwoods and you're like, oh, hey, I want to refinish my floors and, change the color and, brighten them back up and smooth them back out. Well, some products that are engineered hardwoods, you cannot refinish at all. So once that product reaches the lifespan or you're like, oh, it's totally worn out, you're going to have to rip it all out and redo the whole floor. Others, though, you may be able to get one or two sandings out of the product. So please always check on that. If it's a product that you're hoping to keep forever, meaning the lifespan of when you're going to live in the house, you plan on living there 20 or 30 years, make sure that you have that ability to sand that product if that's something you want to do, or be prepared to swap it out at the end of that life. Again, like I said, it's cheaper. You don't always have to have an installer. It's something you may save time and money on. Comes in a wide range of colors. But remember, if you get a pre-finished one that has little ridges on it and you do have a product that can be resanded at some point, you're going to lose those ridges. And some of those products you cannot even sand down at all. So something to be wary of. They are good looking. They sound a little different. In the last segment, I mentioned how hardwoods have almost like a sound insulation factor to them. I find, again, so many people have so many different opinions, but I find that engineered hardwoods do not have quite that same sound absorption or cushion sound to them. That may make no difference to you, so just skip past that if that's not a big deal. But it's usually cheaper, comes in a wide array of colors. It's still wood, it's still soft. It's maintenance wise, it's not going to be quite as water resistant to me, in my experience, as the solid hardwood floors with the seal on it. You will have seams in it. So if you have two pieces put together, there is going to be some of a seam. So if water gets in there, I find that it can be a little easier to swell. But again, different products have different guarantees, different installers have different methods. So you just want to check on all that stuff. But engineered hardwood, to me, it's right between solid hardwood and where we're headed next. So the last product is LVP, or luxury vinyl plank, and it is taking over the marketplace at time of filming this video, and it has been. It's everywhere, and I used to cringe when people would put vinyl flooring in their house. 10, 15 years ago, I really hated this product. And sort of going back to the sound, I promise I'm not like obsessed with sound, but the older versions of this type of flooring sounded so cheap and plastic. And if you walked with like high heels on the flooring, you could hear this click, 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 and it would just reverberate the sound everywhere. And it was one of those things. I was in real estate before I was in design and construction, and we would go and show properties. And when you'd step down on a floor that had the vinyl flooring and you could hear that sound, it was just not good. And it was something that people actually looked at as a lesser product than a true hardwood floor. So before, it actually had a stigma around it, meaning that it was, oh, it's a cheaper product. I will say now these products have come so far. When they say LVP, the luxury, I really believe that's where they're putting that word, is they want people to know that, hey, this isn't the vinyl floors of the past. This is luxury vinyl plank. Most of them will come in any kind of a wood pattern that you would want to see, or sometimes even a stone pattern. But for the sake of this, we will say wood pattern for this video. It's a plasticky product. So what you're going to see is that when you look at the back of one, I'll try and find a photo to insert here, where it's layers. So you're going to have an underlayment, or what is the material that's going to be adding some shock absorption and sitting on your subflooring. Then you're going to have the composite type materials, whatever plastics and materials they make up the flooring with. And then on top of that is the seal and wear layer, which I actually didn't realize until, obviously I was in the business. But when you look at these packages, it will say, 6 mil. And so many times people get confused and think that that means 6 millimeters. But mil is actually a different unit of measurement. And a mil is about the thickness of a hair. So just to sort of put that in perspective for you, when you see that mil rating on these boxes, it's not millimeters. So hopefully you learned something there. These products have gained so much traction because of their durability and their waterproofing. So many products now, you will see they have lifetime guarantees, and they say they withstand water for up to 48 hours. So say your basement flooded and water was down there and you were gone for the week and you came home. Many companies are saying that if you get that cleaned up, that product will still be okay. I'm not putting that to the test. And in most cases, say on a main level, that wouldn't really be such an issue. But it's great, again, for kitchens, laundry rooms. If you're spilling something in the wear and tear of life, you don't feel like you're having to pick it up, right away before there's any issue. It doesn't read as quite as rich as a true hardwood floor. To me, again, it's all personal preference. So that's what's interesting about these products, is you really just have to choose what you like. But it has a more plastic uniform look. So with hardwood floors, a solid hardwood floor, and even pre-finished or engineered hardwood floors, wood is a natural thing. So you're never going to get two pieces that is the same. In an LVP, or the luxury vinyl plank, there's going to be repeats in the pattern. So typically every 6 to 12 pieces, the patterns will start over. So in a living room area, you may notice that you see the exact same piece in several spots throughout your living room. So that's important to pay attention to if you're installing it yourself, or your installer should know how to move those around so it doesn't look so perfectly obvious that there's a unique or that there's a pattern repeat. You want to mix it up. But again, it's more of a print versus a natural piece. So you just have to sort of keep that in mind. Again, it is more waterproof, it's more scratch resistant. Always, though, it depends on the product. For everything I'm mentioning, that some luxury vinyl plank will last longer and will wear better than others. Some pieces are actually quite brittle. So if you were to take the piece and just sort of snap it, it will snap. And that's another reason why some people like solid hardwood more, because it does not have that breaking factor for a true piece of solid hardwood. It, again, has all the different colors that you want. There's so many manufacturers. The product has come so long. They have, many of them say lifetime guarantee. It really depends on where you're using it. A commercial space will wear differently and quicker, obviously, than a residential application. People are trying to use it everywhere that you use hardwoods, and we're seeing it a lot in new construction. Basement spaces, I think it is a wonderful option, again, because when you're below grade, meaning below the ground in the basement, moisture plays a factor in what products you can and cannot use. So LVP is a wonderful solution for basement spaces to give you that look of wood without some of the maintenance and, again, water, moisture issues, because LVP will not swell. It will not have cupping that you will see in other wood products. So LVP has come a long way. It's something you can definitely consider. I personally am not a fan for main level in your house, but to each his own. I will work with you anyway and style your space and make it look awesome. And again, I totally understand if you've got kids and dogs and athletes coming in and out, LVP may really be a great solution for where you are in your season of life. So it is a great product. You always have to choose what works best for you. Please always keep in mind your budget. That is something that I say, don't ever go over your budget just to try and have something that someone says is better. Even if I tell you, oh, I love hardwood, if that's not in your budget, then we don't even need to talk about it. Let's go find something that works in your space, looks great, but actually, sticks in your budget. So all of them are great options for different applications. Always talk with your designer and see what they suggest for the space and challenge them. Ask what the reasons why they choose that product for your space are. And same thing, if you don't have a designer, have a great conversation with your contractor or your installers. Get their feedback on which products they like and how they have worked with them in the past. And always choose someone experienced for any of the applications and just enjoy. Oh, and one more thing. If you're like, I still don't know which hardwood to use for my house or which product, you can also forget all those and do what I did here in my house and consider brick floors. So if that's something you want to learn more about, let me know in the comments below, and please like and subscribe, and I hope you come back and watch more videos soon.